Hi, everyone. It's Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, and today we're going to be talking about the law of expansion. And I am really excited that everyone on this call get a hold of this information. This is really going to supercharge your ability to use the law of attraction because now you'll be understanding that everything comes from within you because of the God force that you've allowed. So let's take a look at what our guides have to tell us about this law of expansion, and then we'll expand on it. And I want to take all of your questions, as in the beginning, when you're first learning about this law, it can be a little bit confusing. So if you've got questions or concerns, please feel free to ask them. Remember, there is no question that is foolish because I guarantee you the person on the other line is thinking exactly that same question, or you may be thinking a question that I had before I wrote this and really had an opportunity to delve deeply into the topic. So all questions are so welcomed. And they begin, dear ones, in an effort to facilitate your understanding and use of the law of attraction, we'd like to introduce you to the law of expansion. These laws are not separate bodies. They are woven together, as are all universal laws, to uphold and enrich the experience of their companion laws. The universe is an orderly place. One reaction follows another. There is no chaotic response to a stimulus. The universe is predictable and stable. So when we are looking around ourselves and we are seeing unprecedented weather patterns and what appears to be random violence, understand it is not a universe that has fallen out of order with itself. You do not need to be in a state of fear. You just need to keep applying these principles in the way that you have learned to use them consistently and persistently, and the universe will respond. When you have a clear understanding of the universal laws that govern the space in which you inhabit, you'll have a much better comprehension of how to work with instead of against the natural order of the universe. And any of those of us who have ever taken a walk in nature, it's easy to see that the tree does not go against the natural order of the universe. It does just what it knows and what it's been programmed to do in order for optimal growth. It doesn't say, gee, I don't like this place that I've been planted. Let me walk around and find a new one. It just looks for new ways to work with the place where it is. First, you must realize that you have everything you need within. There is no outer force that will enhance your journey, for there is no force greater than you which exists. God, who is the supreme creator, resides within each and every one of you, and it is the God force within you that you are using to create your reality. When you connect more fully with Source and allow more of God to flow through you, you increase your ability to attract wanted circumstances. Each of you is a part of God. None of you have the capability to separate yourselves completely from God. Therefore, you are creating each and every time with and from the God power that resides within. Creation without source energy would be impossible. But free will allows you to decide what it is you will create and how much source energy you will allow to flow through you. The more you open to source, the wiser your choice of creation. God is love. The more God flowing through you, the more unconditional love you are capable of sharing. The more love you share, the wiser your choices and the greater your ability to live in harmony and in a continual state of love, joy, and peace. Now, we differ from the natural world in that we are able to make choices. And one of those choices can be that we choose to cut ourselves off or pinch ourselves off from Source. Therefore, that's why you may see people making choices or saying statements that are extremely unloving because they've cut themselves off from that wisdom of Source. But the acceptance or allowance of Source to flow through you is the basis for the law of expansion. This law simply states that that which you are is perfect for the life you're currently living. However, you are not yet complete. Your journey in every lifetime is to move closer and closer to God by allowing more of God to be part of your energetic field. When you begin communing with Source and opening up to the flow of God within, you have opened yourself to expansion. That which was the you that existed separately from Source is now being released, and that which is God is now replacing the energy of yourself that was separate. You are in essence exchanging your small self with its short-sighted and limited vision for your expanded self. You are receiving more of the God energy, which has an unlimited capacity to love unconditionally and to see the bigger picture. It recognizes that none of you are completely separate, and all of you are intertwined in some way. It also understands that nothing comes to you. It must flow through you, and as you expand, it becomes easier and easier for this flow to continue without hindrance. So here we understand that each one of us, even though we have chosen to live in separate physical bodies, we are interconnected, and that is why when we join together to create something, we have a much bigger impact than when we are trying to do it in competition with each other or separate from each other. We are commingling our energies that are already intertwined and creating this big upsurge of energy toward whatever it is that we are seeking to achieve. Many of you who apply the law of attraction do so believing that you're bringing something to you from the inside. This would be the same as saying, I have not, but I will attract something to me other than the nothing I have. You already know that the law of attraction operates only by calling forth more of the same. It does not create something new to replace that which is not there. If you are using the law of attraction properly and successfully, you will move yourself energetically to the I already have this place, and then work on receiving more of what you already have. You cannot do it from a vacuum. You cannot look outside yourself and say, oh, I want that beautiful new car, and then try finding the place within you, the empty place that you're going to now fill with that new car. Instead, you must have the feeling of what it would be like to be in that car, driving it, smelling the new car smell, looking at the beautiful exterior and interior, really feeling it. Now you have an attraction point inside of you that car can match. In other words, you will not be attempting to stay in your place of lack and expect to be successful at receiving more of anything but lack. When you identify what you want and then move yourself energetically to the place where what you want already exists, you are using the law of expansion. You are expanding into the place where what you desire already is, so you can be in vibrational harmony with it. Source energy, which is the substance of all things, has been allowed to flow through you in a more expansive way. Therefore, you are now able to energetically occupy the place which is in vibrational harmony with your desire. Another key point to understand here is you cannot say to yourself, I'm going to do this all on my own. I'm not going to accept or receive help from Source to create this desire or to move to the place where this desire already exists. It's not possible. You must have Source energy flowing through you, which is the source of everything, in order to get to the place where you can successfully attract what it is that you desire. Remember, you are the one that is expanding. All the energy that exists is already in existence. We're not creating new energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. We are merely allowing it to form into a new or updated desire. Understand that you did not bring something to you that didn't already exist. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed into a new form by the thought which is applied to it. This means that when you attracted something to yourself, you were not creating energy that had never existed before. Instead, what you did was to open up more fully to Source energy, which allowed you to expand into the place where your desire already existed. The one who is doing the moving is you, not the other way around. You are not standing stationary trying to attract something to yourself that you have no answering energy to support. That's against universal principles and cannot work. Instead, you are to use the law of expansion to call forth more Source energy and allow yourself to receive energy that matches what it is you're trying to attract. You are moving yourself from the place where what you want does not exist, that's the empty place when you are in lack, to the place where what you desire does. As soon as you have sufficiently expanded to become one through the increased flow of Source energy with that which you desire, law of attraction takes over and you begin attracting more of what you already have. Law of expansion enabled you to create an expanded internal energetic field that was capable of receiving your desire from Source energy, which was now flowing through you. Law of attraction simply brought to you or attracted to you more of the energy that was already within. This same principle will operate in reverse if you have closed yourself off from Source. When you're closed off, nothing can flow through you, and you are thereby forced to stay in your have-not position. You are unwilling and unable to expand since you have closed yourself off from Source. Law of attraction is then capable of attracting to you only that which already exists within you, since you have allowed no expansion, no Source energy. Nothing but lack exists within you, and you will only be able to attract more lack. So when you are attracting, or when you are saying things like, law of attraction doesn't work, it is you that's not working. You are causing yourself to stay in a position of lack, and you are trying to attract from that have-not position. You cannot attract what you do not already have. That is in direct opposition to universal law. You can only attract to yourself more of what already exists. If you're trying to attract something from outside of yourself to be part of your inside energetic makeup or the I have it place, you're attempting to do the impossible, and your efforts will not be successful. To use the law of attraction successfully, you must call upon the law of expansion. Allow Source energy to expand within and flow through you so you're able to call to you that which is already a vibrational match. Open to Source. Allow their wisdom and unconditional love to flow to you and through you, and you will attract. a life of purpose and peace. We all came with a purpose, and it is not to be struggling or to be in debt or to be afraid. We came with a gift to share, but you cannot fully open to that gift or understand how to use it without fully opening to Source. And of course, where there is Source, there is love, there is joy, and there is peace. Now, I want to go through a couple of the points that were in this, that we just went over, and then I have to tell you a wonderful story that just happened to me yesterday. And what's so fabulous about it is when you get to the point where this becomes your lifestyle, you do not even realize that you are using the universal laws. They happen on autopilot, just like our autonomic nervous system allows our heart to beat and our lungs to breathe automatically. These laws begin working automatically in your life. But I'll share that story with you in just a minute. And then, as always, I want to hear your questions about this topic. Don't get off this call feeling as though you're confused. We are here to help you. That's the purpose of this community. You matter, and your growth makes all of us stronger. So we are all here to help you. So to just touch on a couple of the most important parts, remember that the universe is predictable and stable. It does not bring you chaos unless you are asking for chaos to come to you because you have chaos operating inside of you. So you may look at a person and their life is just one disaster after the next. Start listening to their conversation. It will tell you so much about their inner landscape. If they are constantly talking about how life never goes their way, that bad things always happen to them, that they just have bad luck, and this person was mean to them, and that person did this to them, they are so filled with this understanding. They have not allowed any source or a very limited amount of source energy to come in and bring that calming sense to them. And then they're confused as to why their life seems to be a series of chaotic events, or bad luck would be one way that they may choose to express it. There is no bad luck. There is only what you have determined you are willing to receive. Understand that everything you need is within you. It is supplied through your connection with God. You cannot go out to the corner store and buy a calm inner landscape, a good connection with God. It's not get on Amazon and order it. You've got to do the deep internal work if you're going to be successful in using any of the universal laws. God, who is everything, who is the complete fullness, is within every person. There is no exception. It's within everything, in the natural kingdom and within us. Also, remember that separation from God is impossible. There is never a time when God just says, well, you're not worthy anymore, so let me take myself off to Susie, who is much more worthy than you. No. God is in the soul that resides within you. Everyone comes with a divine spark. We come with a small amount and are expected to grow that through our life unless we are coming as a energetic master to lead the rest of us to more or greater understanding. Most of us come with just that small spark that we are expected to grow throughout our life by going within and allowing Source to flow through us. You always have the ability to increase or to limit how much of God you allow. But because we have that free will, because we have that ability to say, no thanks, God, I'm doing this on my own, that's why we can have such polarities as a Mother Teresa who was clearly flowing God, saw the good and the love in everyone, existed in this total space of love, and was divinely provided and cared for. And Hitler, who had no problem massacring huge amounts of people, doing evil, horrible things. Now, God still existed within Hitler, but Hitler had chosen to pinch the connection off so severely that there was not much communication, if any, being allowed to get through in that body. That's why we can have absolutely saint-like people standing right next to evil people, and they are both a product of God. God is only love in its purest form, which is unconditional love. So when you get more of God, your vision automatically expands to allow you to see the bigger picture and the interconnectedness among all people. And that allows you to look with the eyes of love even on the people who are making terrible decisions and horrible mistakes. You don't want to go after them with revenge. You want to wrap them in a blanket of love and let them understand what it is that they're doing. Give them an opportunity to change their mind and make better decisions, to allow more of God to be within. Remember also that the law of attraction doesn't mean you can create or call to you something that you are not. This is so, so important, and this is why so many people feel that they're not successful using the law of attraction. You must use that God force that is within you and expand yourself to the place where that energy already exists so that you're a vibrational match to the energy you desire receiving more of. Otherwise, you are saying, I don't have anything or this thing that I want, and I'm trying to match myself to this thing that I do want. Well, don't have and do want are not a vibrational match. There's no way you can go from the bottom of the pit, which is I don't have, to the acquisition of the thing that you want without expanding first inside to the place where it already exists. You've got to be capable of receiving on the inside. You've got to know the feeling of it. You've got to get into a state of value and self-worth, self-love inside you before you can attract outer circumstances that are going to match your inner vision. Nothing can fill you or come to you from outside of yourself. And I'll explain that a little bit further in a minute. But if you're looking outside yourself for your point of attraction, you will never find it. You can't find it in a job, in a friend, in a family member, a religious order, a social gathering. If it's not within you first, you will not be able to receive it from the outside group. The group can facilitate you expanding your vision by helping you feel more worthy or more valuable or supporting you with your vision. But you've got to be open to accepting that internally before the group or the outside force can help you in any way. If you're barren inside, you can be around the most positive group of people, the most uplifting and inspirational group, and you'll walk away and feel nothing. You've got to be open to receiving it inside. And understand, again, you already are everything you need to be. So you don't need the group. You don't need the job. You don't need family or friends to make you more. They can enhance what you already are, but they can't do it for you. You already are it. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to act a certain way. You just have to be in a position to receive it. Now, it doesn't mean other people can't help you. We are a social community, and we are here to help each other. But first, you got to have that source energy flowing, or they won't arrive. Or if they do arrive, you'll be on the wrong corner. They'll be there looking around for you. Hey, didn't somebody call for some help? Well, you won't be home to receive the call. Now, I have to share what happened to me yesterday, which is just so perfect. When you are using, or this has become your life, it happens automatically. I had to go with my son to an appointment yesterday, and whenever I go, I take along my clipboard and I begin writing my inspirational posts so that I always have many to choose from when I go to do my post on the social media platforms. And so I was sitting there thinking, and I thought, I haven't really talked about the angels lately. And I started writing a couple of little inspirational posts about the angels. But when we had arrived, we pulled up and there was parking right in front, which in Los Angeles is unbelievable. So I was already, whoa, angels, thank you so much. And we kept putting money in the meter, and it just kept saying the same amount of time, not accepting any more money, even though it took the money. That's typical Los Angeles. But anyway, so we've got all this money in the meter, and we still only have 22 minutes. Well, I knew there was no way that we were going to finish this appointment in 22 minutes. So I said, okay, I'll come back down because I was not being seen. I'll come back down and take care of this right before the meter expires, because we have the most zealous parking ticket people in the world. And so one thing that you're very careful of here is to keep your meter filled and follow the parking signs. Unfortunately, the parking signs are really complicated. I don't know how they could manage this, but they give you just enough information to be confused, but not really to understand when you can and cannot park there. So we're parked in a place that says, I think it was, you could have an hour and a half up until 3 o'clock. That's all it said, hour and a half up till 3 o'clock. Well, we're thinking, hour and a half, this is great. And it will be past 3, so, don't know what that means. No further information is forthcoming from the sign. So at 5 of 3, I'm down there, and I go back to the same meter where we're already parked. I'm putting in more money. It's still saying, no, time is up, can't do it. Well, now I'm seeing that there are a whole bunch of meters free. Everything, suddenly the street has become really clear except for this one car, which is the fire marshal. And I don't know about you, but the firemen have such a wonderful place in my heart. I always feel good when I see a fireman. I always feel like, oh, they'll help me. So I got in the car and drove forward to the furthest meter that was closest to the building that happened to be right behind this fire marshal car. And I'm out of the car, and I'm putting money in the meter, and it's just saying, no more time, no more time. So I think, okay, well, I'm going to pull out one of my cards. I put the card in the thing because it works on coins or cards, and it completely rejects the card. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know where to park. So as I'm struggling with this thing, the time is getting closer and closer to 3 o'clock. And it didn't occur to me, hey, maybe I should find out about this 3 o'clock thing. That seems kind of weird. But here comes the fire marshal. And he says to me, are you trying to park there now? I said, yes, and it seems that the meter has broken. He said, no, this is considered after 3 o'clock rush hour, and they will tow you within a few minutes of the 3 o'clock deadline if your car is still on the street at that time. Don't park here. Go around the corner and you'll be okay, because I would hate for you to come out of your appointment and have your car towed. And I guarantee you that they are patrol this place really intensely, and you will not be here if you leave your car. So I go around the corner, and sure enough, you can't park there until 2:30, but then after 2:30 you can park for 2 hours. Now, I hadn't even thought, hey, God, I need some help understanding this sign. I was just so focused on, wow, I need to make sure I put more money in the meter before 3 o'clock. And I was busy trying to do it my way, but because I spend so much of my life teaching this and working with other people and helping them understand it and writing about it and speaking about it, it's become autopilot for me. And of course, my angels came in and they sent this guy at just as I was ready to say, all right, I give up. It hasn't taken my cards. It hasn't taken my money. I'm just going to leave it. It's going to be okay. They send out my angel to tell me, whoa, you're not even going to have a car at 3:05. You're going to be towed. Get off this street. That's what I'm talking about when I'm telling you, the more that you allow God to occupy that space within you that used to be filled up by fear, the easier your life becomes. Now, the angels love to have fun with me. They love to have fun in general. So they let me put more money in the meter. They let me move the car. They let me put more money in the second meter, because they were really trying to say, hey, girl, are you going to remember the power that you have and call on us and figure out what that sign means, or go in and ask somebody what that sign means? Or are you just going to keep throwing your money away in this meter? So, yes, they allowed me to put more money in the meter, but they rescued me in time. And I guarantee you, the next time that I pull up to a sign that is as non-informative as this sign, I will ask, what does that mean? Because I guarantee you, again, that every person that works in that building knows exactly what that sign means. And many people probably learned it the hard way. Now, usually they do say, you can park until this time, and after that, you will be towed. For whatever reason, they chose not to share that information. There was no parking after 3. There was just park until 3, but no indication of what you were or were not allowed to do after 3. So I'm sure there have been a lot of stories of tow trucks taking these cars away, and people coming out and being completely confused and distraught when they discovered that their car was no longer there. But as I said, let the angels have fun. Make it entertaining. Instead of getting angry and saying, oh my gosh, why didn't they tell me? Why'd they let me waste all that money in the meter? I realized it was me. I was not as open and receptive as I could have been. When I saw that confusing sign, I should have immediately said, something's not right here. What should I do? Instead, I was really focused on my goal, which was to get more money in that meter and not to get a ticket, because they're usually $75, so they're not worth the coins you have to put in there. So they are teaching me, hey, you need to be more open. Expand even further. You didn't need to go through this annoying little thing, this little lesson, and be rescued by the fire marshal. You could have taken care of this right from the beginning. But notice, they did rescue me. They did not let the car get towed. It was not an unhappy conclusion to my day. Everything went smoothly. But I certainly know that I want to expand even further so that I don't even have those brief moments of inconvenience or confusion. I want more of God inside of me, because that is what makes my life go so beautifully. I am not giving up my ability to think. I'm expanding it. I have become wiser, fuller, more complete. God doesn't come in and take anything from you. He allows you to release the fear, the lack, the limiting beliefs, those things that are holding you prisoner, and says to you, here is my banquet. Eat from my table that has everything you could ever desire, including a very helpful fire marshal. So let's get back onto the law of expansion, and I want to hear from all of you if you've had an experience with the law of expansion or if you just need some clearing up. David.
Hi, Marcia.
Hi.
I just want to tell you I love this story because it makes so much sense for me right now. It's like I'm expanding a lot, and I was feeling so sad with the people around me. I was hanging on to them too much with friends and family.
Yeah.
And now I see that they're not stepping up. And the whole time thing that you're talking about and law of attraction, same thing. Is like we're afraid to expand sometimes.
Oh, brilliant. David, you are so brilliant. Yes.
You know, we're holding on to what we know, and sometimes it's hard to surrender. And I see that now. Thank you for your beautiful story. It's like you see, you're helping me at least.
Well, you know, we get so focused. I had that goal. I was going to make that meter accept more money because I have in the past gotten that $75 ticket, and it's a big ouch. So, you know, I am just shoving money in that thing, and I'm thinking, why won't you work for me? What is the problem? Should I put a note on here, meter is broken, won't accept my money? Mm-hmm. Learning to let go of how we think it should be. And David, you hit the nail on the head so beautifully. It's our fear that of that unknown. What if I let go of what I know and say yes to something new and it doesn't work out? We've just got to step into that place of trust and faith and know that God is there answering us has answered us before we have even formulated the question, and do the work we need to do so that we can hear the answer. I mean, with with my ability to channel, it should not have been too difficult to have heard them, although I do believe they were being silent on purpose so that I would really, they knew that I would, as having this call tomorrow, but so they could really impact on me and give me this story to tell about how even the smallest thing can be made so much easier if we just step into that flowingness. Mm-hmm. I wasn't hearing any alerts, which I usually do, but they rescued me in time. So it was a wonderful story, a perfect lesson, and one that I'm going to remember the next time I feel myself forcing something that is not meant to be. Or, as you said, holding on to friends, family, a job, a way of doing something that it's clear its time has come and gone. Mm-hmm. It is over. And I know for me, I'm a Taurus. I'm a little bit stubborn. I love to dig my heels in and say, okay, I'm just going to move through this. And God, come on, here we go. Learning to be less stubborn, learning to just expand into the flow and say, I've been doing it this way for a certain amount of time, but it appears that this is not the way you want me to proceed any longer. Can you help me? Or not can you, of course they can. Show me the direction that would serve my highest good. Mm-hmm. Instead of let me force this thing to continue operating the way that it's been operating in the past after I've grown beyond it. And I really want us all to remember and be aware of the growth, tremendous growth, that we are experiencing on a daily basis. Growth like we have never experienced before. And then be open to the possibility that the way that we were doing it in the past is not going to work. We've got to be bigger. We are being called to bigger, not bigger purposes, but bigger expression of our purpose. Because those of us who got on the train earlier are now responsible for being the light for those of us who have yet to step on the train. We can't hide our light under a bushel, hide under a rock and say, well, I feel better. Don't think I want to share this. That's not the way this energy is working. And so you will be pretty much prevented from moving forward in the direction that you may have been doing for a while if it's not going to serve your highest good or the highest good of the community that you could influence. Now, I'm noticing that in my own work, really being pushed out into new ways of reaching out as opposed to what I was doing before. Yeah. And again, David, perfect word, a little scary. Things I don't know, especially in the business realm of things, of social media, the promotional kinds of, this is all out of my comfort zone, and I'm really needing to expand in order to step up to where I'm supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So I hadn't even thought about that. Yes, I need to go in and look at the fear that might still be there and do some heart work on that and be more able to learn what I need to learn in order to use these platforms successfully.
Yeah.
So thank you. You gave me some homework.
And Marcia, I also noticed that our time is more valuable. It's like we're using it differently. And it's like we're waking up more and seeing that we need to spend more time focusing on our goals, and instead of following other people's dreams.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And such an important point again. We can't follow in someone else's footsteps, no matter how great those footsteps are, because we don't know who we may have been sent here to, whose journey we are to help expand. So if we say to ourselves, I want to be the next Mother Teresa, we're actually limiting ourselves. It sounds like a noble goal, and I fully support anyone who wants to share love in that way. But as David said, we must look within and see what gift it is that we've brought and express that love through our personal gift. We don't need to anymore copy someone else's model. It's now time for us to really get inside, do that work of clearing out the fear and the limiting beliefs and digging in there and finding out, how could I express through my gift this unconditional love that was first really brought to our minds through the work of Mother Teresa or a St. Francis or any of these fabulous, fabulous people. And one good model of that, who is alive today, is the Pope. He is not following the traditional Pope role. He's really establishing new territory for himself. Now, I don't know a whole lot about, I'm not Catholic, didn't grow up with that, so I don't know a whole lot, but I'm just watching him and saying, oh my gosh, this is just fabulous. It's so inspirational. And then you may see things on the news that share with you how it's different from the way it was done in the past. But that he's a wonderful role model of taking your personal gift and using it to be the absolute brightest light you could possibly be, and thereby impact millions upon millions of people. As I said, I'm not Catholic, but he has had a positive impact on me. So he's managed to go beyond his religious affiliation, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who he has positively impacted to be more loving and to be of more service. David, do you have anything more any more brilliance inside that little mind of yours?
There's just a lot going on, so we need to take care of ourselves. We have to. It's important right now, especially.
Another brilliant point, and thank you for that post that told us what we should be experiencing as normal in terms of the ascension symptoms. Mm-hmm. We've got to, yes, be so on the alert for self-care during this time. Eat well, rest well, drink plenty of good quality water. Just, if you're in the United States, you have to abandon the tap water. It is just not good. Drink plenty of good quality water. If you are, your intuition is leading you toward herbs or supplements, get good quality ones. Support your body in that way. If you don't feel you need them, that's fine too. But this is a way that we can support our local farmers by buying from the farmers market. You'll eat better quality produce. It will be in season, which will help your body become even stronger. And again, it's us together supporting each other. But self-care, self-love is really important right now. We are upgrading our physical bodies. Our DNA is actually, I guess the best word is expanding. And it is creating some physical symptoms. Some of them are flu-like. We're also experiencing headaches, dizziness, nausea, sleeplessness, and sleepy, both ends of that spectrum. Trying to think anything else, David, that of those symptoms.
Yeah, it can be all kinds of like foggy brains or body aches or can be anything. Right now there's a lot going on with the energies, the light energies, frequencies coming in, and I believe it's getting more easier though.
Yes, definitely. This last week has been a huge improvement for me over just from the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It had been really tough. Gotten much better this week is a huge improvement. But David also said in his post, and I want to emphasize this again, don't assume that it is ascension symptoms. If you are really feeling badly and you've checked yourself, the inner landscape of yourself, you've done your meditation, and it doesn't feel as though you're making any progress toward feeling better, you don't ignore it and just say to yourself, oh, it's ascension symptoms. You do go to your doctor. It may be something more serious, or it may just be ascension. The best thing to do is check in your meditative time and feel if you are being guided to seek out medical advice. And now Tina's got her hand raised. So, David, thank you. And Tina, what would you want?
Hello.
Hi, honey. What would you like to share today?
Oh, just that for you, Marcia and David, I mean, you guys made a very good point on everything. And, I think what it is really letting go of the family, and not really wanting to, but, health-wise, it's very helpful that what you both had put an input on, because I think mine was, it took, 55 years to really release a lot. And I felt like I thought I was being mean, but really I knew it really showed the benefits of my life, of everybody. It's not just my family, it was friends, it was, just my, everything that was happening from the time I talked to you last time until now. I really had to sit by myself and really know that, I'm not afraid to be by myself anymore. I'm not afraid that I don't have, that I have to be alone on this journey. Not really alone, but not really have, all the people that I did have in my life, and really did it work out for my benefit. And I know we all come together for a reason, and it just helped me grow more now. But this whole week has been really good on, letting go of them and not feeling so afraid and being by myself. Other than that, I love that you said, if you keep thinking of the negative and that you will get more of the negative and get more of the things that you don't desire. And, that was a big help on what you were saying, because, I had to sit with the other day, like, okay, what am I bringing? Am I really releasing? Am I really saying, what, I trust? And what, the beautiful thing that you have said was thank God for the miracle. Thank God for all that has been done, that he is doing already. And a lot has came up. So I just want to say thank you. It's just really propelled me for today. Not to say that maybe a couple of minutes I'll be down, but I mean, it just feels really like what you and David said is just really helpful. It just makes me get by another day on understanding. And like you say, it's beautiful homework because we really get to I analyze and sit with it. And I kind of take it apart and say, okay, what am I doing wrong and what I need to improve? So I just want to say thank you, Marcia and David.
Now, you are so welcome, but I'm going to remind you one thing that Mother God told me, and it's been like 2.5 years now, and this was so insightful that it's like she just said it yesterday. We don't ask ourselves, what am I doing wrong? Because that puts our focus on what's wrong. Instead, she requests that we say, what am I doing right that I can enhance? So that we place our focus on all that we are and all that we have. It is so drummed into us from elementary school. Oh, you got that wrong. How about, wow, look at all of the answers you got right. Which way are you more likely to want to pursue your course of study? Not that when you're shamed because you got something wrong, but when you feel excited that you got something right. So let us commit to ourselves and to each other that we're going to support each other in looking at everything we're doing right. Just let go of what's wrong. It will drop away. The people that are not meant to be in our lives, the job that isn't serving us any longer, the place that we're living that has become no longer harmonious. All of these things will begin being pulled out of our physical surroundings, or we will be pulled from them as long as we look at what we're doing right and keep expanding with that God force. God, I want to be more and do more. And I am your messenger on this planet. I have the mouth, the eyes, the ears, the hands, and the legs to do the work that bring it from the energetic into the physical. Guide me and show me what it is that I myself can do the best. Because not everybody is going to be a fabulous artist. Neither are they going to be the next technological wizard. They are never going to hire me to write computer programs. Never. I guarantee you that. They would fire me within 5 minutes. But there is something that I can do well that the computer programmer may not have access to. So it's look at what you are and at all that you are and allow all that you are to be brought forth into the world without fear. Thank you, David. Without fear that you're going to fail. You may have to experiment with how you're going to do it. You might not roll out a program that's perfect the first time. It's okay. It's part of learning and growing. But if we insist, okay, I'm going to work as a cashier in a grocery store for the next 20 years, and that's all I want to do, when you have a gift that may be out speaking to people about something, you're not using your gift. You're still providing and doing a wonderful service. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But you really should be over here in this other arena. It doesn't mean the first time you get up to give a speech, it will be perfect. You may stumble. That's okay. Just keep growing, keep practicing, keep refining your gift until it feels perfect to you. But then, as soon as it feels perfect, expect that you will be asked to expand it, because we always grow. So you don't get to just kind of sit there, okay, this was working perfectly. I've got it down. Now I just want to go home. No, you're going to be asked to expand, especially during this time. And, those of us who on this call who are over 40, we've been here for a while. We are expected to lead. We didn't choose to come in and to be these ages and sit in a corner. We knew what was going to be asked of us. So it's get busy time. Get busy, get expanding, and know how powerful you are. Okay, everyone, that is all we have time for today. Next week, we are going to be looking at the power of visualization. And I'm really excited about this because I have been neglectful of this particular topic, thinking that there was really enough out there on how powerful the use of visualizations could be. But I am expecting that, as always, they will take us far beyond what we're used to, perhaps, which may be the Mind Movie program, which is quite popular and very powerful, or the Vision Board technique, which again is popular and powerful, and tell us how to really use that inner vision for our greatest benefit and for the expanded well-being of our community. So please, if you haven't already, get on my mailing list. It's Marcia, M-A-R-C-I-A, at marciamartinthehearthealer.com. I am going to be putting these calls on YouTube along with the 28-day program of how to love yourself unconditionally, and then stepping out into the marketplace of creating videos as they give me an inspiration just to help you out throughout the week. And here we go with my technological, not so good self. I think the channel is Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. However, I had to do Heart Healer for Twitter, but I think YouTube is Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. But I will send you an email with a link to the channel once I have some content up there. Again, another technological learning lesson for me. And then as I continue to create more of these videos and reach out in that way, you'll be able to just get instant inspiration, a little uplift for your day. So please either visit my website, Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, or just email me, Marcia at Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer, and ask me to add you to my email address if you don't want to go to the website and sign up from there. And please, if you know someone that would benefit from this call or from the community that we are building, invite them. I am looking at a Facebook page. As I said, I am a little slow on the technological side of this whole computer stuff. So don't give up on me. I'm learning one thing at a time here, and I am expanding. So sending you all lots of love. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and your wisdom. Next week, next Wednesday, we will be talking about the power of visualization.